Am I the a-hole for refusing to give up my seat on a plane for a rude pregnant woman? My 31M fiancé Jeremy, 32M, and I were flying out to Louisiana to visit my parents in preparation for our wedding 2 months from now. Jeremy and I look very different from each other. We're different races, different backgrounds, different styles, cultures, etc. We never look like we're going to the same place or even like we know each other. Frequently, I've walked in behind him at restaurants, and they'll address him and be like, just one tonight. It's honestly whatever, just another thing about us. He's also, and this is important, and very anxious man with an intense fear of flying. He needs me near him at all times while flying. He even starts panicking if I use the restroom. Before you ask, no, we couldn't drive or take the train for reasons I don't want to get into. On the second leg of our trip, we were sat in a 3-seat row. Him by the window already looking out of it with his headphones on, me in the middle, and a stranger M on the aisle. Once the stranger sits down, his wife follows him and asks me if I'd be okay switching seats so she could sit next to her husband. I said no, sorry, I need to sit here. You can try the person behind him or behind you. She quickly got mad and told me she needed to sit their way more than I did because she was pregnant and her husband was there. For context, I could barely see her bump. She was maybe 4 ish months, but not struggling to get around at all. I pointed at Jeremy and told her, well, my fiance's here and loses his shit if he flies alone, so no, I'm not moving. Sorry. Jeremy noticed me pointing at him and took off his earbuds. She started to raise her voice and asked, well, what about this? She pointed to her stomach, and I said, ma'am, all due respect, but how's it my problem who knocked you up, not moving? At that point the guy behind her in line snapped at her to go to her seat, and she finally left. The husband was catatonic, no response at all. It was kind of impressive. We took off, and during the flight between panic attacks, Jeremy told me he was glad I was there, but he wished I was nicer about it. We landed with no problem until we got into the airport, and she shoved past me on the way to the baggage claim, so hard I almost fell over. Was he right? Was I the a-hole? I was starting to agree, but then she shoved me, tbh.